Hi, everyone. It's Wanda with the Armchair Cat Advocate. And I need to talk to everyone. This is a bit impromptu. I have not put up anything. I don't know, my internet's kind of wonky today, but we're going to just see how it goes. And actually, let me check and see if my internet, if this is pixelating or what it's doing, because it's giving me some weird thing. I don't know what's going on with my stupid internet today. It's one of those Murphy Laws day. Everything that can go wrong is going wrong. Let me see here. Let's see. And of course, it's not letting me. What is wrong with YouTube? So YouTube's not even letting me see it. Okay, well, that looks fine. Okay, well, that looks. Okay, I'm not sure what's up with the signal, because it seems like everything's okay. It doesn't seem like there's any kind of lag or anything. If there is, let me know in the chat. If it gets too bad, I'll just stop and try to come back later and just take this one down and just redo it later. Like I said, it's been a day. I'm going to give a disclosure before, or disclaimer disclosure before I start here. I'm going to talk about some drama stuff today. So if you don't like that, if that bothers you, just don't watch it. You know, you might want to click off now. That's fine. But I need to address what's happening, because I'm tired of it. And I'm afraid that I'm going to have to seek legal counsel at this point to make things stop. So let's talk about Biscuit first. So Biscuit, I have hi Catitude. Catitude, do you not have a wrench? I made you a mod. Oh, for God's sake. Okay. I don't know what happened. It said that you were a mod, so I don't know why you don't have a wrench. Okay, anyway, I want to talk a little bit about Biscuit. So Biscuit, I haven't heard anything from Kayla yet. I'm still waiting to hear from her. So here's the situation right now, as it stands right now. Kayla has Biscuit. She's caring for Biscuit. Abby is in the process of, what the heck's this? What? Whoa. Did you know doesn't look like it? What the heck is it doing? Okay, I didn't even, oh, there it goes. Wait. I'm not sure what it's doing, Catitude, but it's saying show, but I can't read your comment unless I put it. There it goes. What the heck? I don't know what's going on with the technology today. I had this issue. I had my therapy appointment. I have telehealth, teletherapy every Sunday morning, and it took me like 20 minutes, I think, to get on. So I was late for my appointment, and then it kept saying that our connection was unstable. And yeah, now it's clicking it out again. I don't know what it's doing. All right, Kat, I'll have to address that later. I don't know why. Yeah, I can see your comments, but the one comment was like blacked out or grayed out. YouTube has some issues too, and I'm going to talk about that in another video, because there's some stuff going on with YouTube that people need to be aware of. But I'm going to talk about that in another video or live, depending how I feel. But what I want to talk about today is Biscuit. What's happening with the GoFundMe, and some issues that are going on. One of which just happened this morning, and I'm going to address it. And then I'm not addressing. I mean, I'm really not. I'm done with it. I don't want to deal with the drama. Nobody wants to deal with the drama. I don't want to deal with the drama. My subscribers don't want to deal with the drama. This isn't a channel about drama. If you want drama, there's plenty of reaction channels out there that do that. You can go to one of those. There's plenty of them. There's a whole bunch of good ones. There's Oh Lordy, It's Jordy, Hecticana, Karina Kaboom, Alex is Shook, whole bunch of them. They do all kinds of stuff. You can go there. Catitude, wait till you hear the latest. So anyway, Biscuit is with Kayla right now. Kayla is caring for Biscuit. Abby is in the process of setting up an account for all of the donations coming in for Biscuit. As soon as she gets that set up, because she has a for-profit business, she has a little vintage store, and of course she doesn't want those funds commingling, so she's setting up something separate. Once she gets that set up, I have the GoFundMe set up that I set it up on behalf of someone, so the funds that are coming in are going to go to her. I can just transfer them over to her then. So, as it stands right now, and I do want to thank everyone that's been donating, with the exception of one. There's one, and we're going to talk about that one. But with the majority of folks that have donated, thank you so much for that. Thank you for trying to help. It is much appreciated. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of information yet. I have asked Kayla to send me some footage of Biscuit, either some more pictures or some video, so that you can see, so everyone that's donating can see the progress that he's making. And of course, I will keep everybody up to date on all of that. So that's kind of where we're at right now with the GoFundMe. It's we're slowly accumulating some money for him. I don't know exactly how much they're going to need. I think it's going to be an ongoing thing, and I did put in the GoFundMe. They had an option for donors to contribute on an ongoing basis. So I did click that, because I think, he's going to be in quarantine for at least 90 days because he has what they think is a bite wound on his paw. His paw's injured. They think it's a bite wound. So that they'd have to do quarantine for, rabies and other issues. So it's this cat's going to need a lot of intensive care. So that all being said, I'm going to say this outright. I'm going to say it one time, and then I just don't want to revisit it. And if it continues to persist, I guess I'm going to have no choice but to take legal action. So this morning, right before my therapy session, I got a notification from my Gmail account. And I look at it, and it's another donation. And I thought, oh, cool. But then I look at who donated. And it was Cat Advocates. And my heart just I cannot believe this. This better not be the person that I think it is. So I look a little closer, and it is. The person who donated is the person who was the former manager on this channel, Dawn Floyd. I'm just naming her out right now. because I want people to be aware of this. And I want, Dawn, I want nothing to do with you. I don't know how much clearer to make this. I don't know. I don't know what the problem, what the disconnect is in your brain. I don't want anything to do with you. Okay? I'm saying this as clear as I can. I don't like you. I'm not your friend. I have no interest in ever being your friend again. You are not welcome on this channel. You are not welcome to donate money or to get involved in anything that I'm involved in. Stay away. You and your little friend. You and your little friend from Virginia need to stay away. I am sick of it. I'm sick of getting emails. You people are disgusting. You're sick. You're mentally ill. You all need help. And I'm done with it. So here's what's happening. You're getting your money back. I put in a request. I already talked to the GoFundMe. I did a chat with GoFundMe, explained the situation, explained all of the harassment, all of the chaos that you have caused. Asked if there was a way I could block you from donating. And they are going to be sending your money back. I don't want your $5. I don't want it. You're not going to come on this channel. You're not going to use this channel for free publicity. You're not going to come and try to show that you're not going to gaslight. We're not doing this bullshit anymore, Dawn. I'm done with it. So I want everybody to know this, okay? I'm calling this, Dawn, I was willing to just let you do your own thing, okay? I told you over and over again, you and Rissy stay on your side of the internet. Leave me the fuck alone. Leave me alone. Leave my channel alone. Leave my subscribers alone. We are not here for drama. We are here to help cats. You just started a nonprofit to help cats, but all I see you do is stir the pot and try to do drama. You harassed the rescue that I was involved with here locally. You and Rissy, you harassed, and we're going to talk a little bit about that because I'm going to set the record straight on that, like I said, and then I'm done with this. You harassed 870 Cat Daddy Room. That's not, if you're a rescue, rescues should not be harassing other rescues. That's not professional. And I want people to understand what this person has done. This person has continued to harass me over and over and over after I have, look, I'm going to let's just set the record straight. Okay. I stood up for you against your frenemy. When you made that comment about the kitten, I saw nothing wrong with that. I thought that was fair. I agreed with it. Fine. When you needed a place to go, when you were kicked out of the community, I let you come here. I gave you a chance to get your confidence so you could start a channel of your own. I had no problem with that. I was supportive. I did everything that I could to help you. I started a GoFundMe for you so that you could see your dream of having a nonprofit. And stop telling people that you were working on it back in November, because you dissolved that nonprofit after you took $600 from subscribers and left this channel and refused to return any of the money. And you started an LLC and you got a business license and started a online pet product store where you didn't even sell pet products. There was no pet products. So stop lying. You emailed the rescue that I was involved with. You told them that I unalived 40 of your cats indirectly because of animal control. Animal control never did anything like that. All of your cats are there. Buster, Leo, Ling, Cookie, all of them are there. I'm not the one who went over to Facebook to some page that crowdfunds for folks that need help for vet care for their animals. I'm not that person. You did that. You went over there and you specifically said that you were not able to feed yourself for 3 weeks. That you couldn't buy food for 3 weeks. Haven't been able to buy groceries for 3 weeks. I have the screenshot, honey. Stop lying. You constantly changed your username. You were what? Slices of life. That's the grind. You pretended to be your husband, for God's sake. At one point, you changed your username to my name. So it was you were Wanda Miller. And then the piece de resistance was when you started a channel, a gaming channel. And you created a Sims game. No, about what, 5, 6 games? And you used me as right here. Look familiar, Dawn? Does that look familiar to you? Good intentions? Does that look familiar? Should I read it? And keep in mind, folks, this person started a nonprofit. Keep in mind, this is supposed to be a professional that started a nonprofit. I don't know about you. This is not, I mean, I would avoid, if I got involved with a nonprofit and I knew that the founder and her other people that are involved with her are like this, are crazy, are behind the keyboard every night, bullying people, harassing people, making fun of people, that's not somebody that I would want to support. So don't come on my channel. Don't come on my fundraiser with your little cat advocates thing and try to act like I'm helping cats. No, you're not helping cats. My therapist, and I talked to my therapist about this. I said, am I overreacting? And my therapist said, no. My therapist agrees 100% that I should have no contact with any of you at this point. My therapist also agrees that there's something funny that you would be donating money. And her suspicion is that maybe you're doing it so that you have standing to now say, well, I donated money, so I want to see the receipts. Not happening. You're going to be getting the money back. GoFundMe, they're going to be sending it back. This is fucking ridiculous that I can't even set up a GoFundMe to help a starving cat without you coming over here and starting shit. Fucking unbelievable. You know, and your little friend from Virginia, the one that keeps talking about how I'm obsessed with her, I'm not the one creating videos about her. I'm not the one that goes over to her channel. In fact, the person that sent me, that let me know what was going on, I told that person, I don't want to see it anymore. I just don't want to just let them do what they do in their corner of the internet. Because I just don't want to deal with it. See, unlike you guys, here's the thing. I am in the YouTube Community Partners Program. I plan on growing this channel. I plan on doing great things with this channel. I want to help people. I want to help their pets. I want to help Kayla and Abby do whatever it is that they're doing with, whatever they decide to do with cats. I'm going to help them. And I don't want this to be a channel where if I have a professional, like if I want to do an interview with somebody, I don't want them to look at my channel and go, oh my God, and look, oh Jesus, this is all this drama shit. I don't want them to see that. I want them to come here and I want them to look and go, wow, look at the great things that the Armchair Cat Advocate is doing. Look at the great things that they're doing in their community, and they have these awesome managers. That's what I want. So, I mean, if you want to fill up your channel with all kinds of crazy shit, you want to do AI, I don't know, whatever, I don't know what you guys are doing. You want to do that? That's fine. Do it. But I will say this, the fact that those videos get like 14 views after a day should tell you something. It tells you that your community doesn't like it. Because, see, unlike you guys, I listen to my community. My community doesn't like this shit. My community doesn't want me sitting here ranting and raging about things. That's not what my community wants. My community wants me to talk about cats. My community wants me to give them information. My community wants me to have lives where they can interact and they can ask questions about cat care and behavior. That's what they want. And that's what I intend on giving them. I mean, you want to see somebody go off and rage about things and scream about how, I don't know, somebody that gave them money only gave them money because they were trying to buy their romantic affections or whatever. You want to see that? You can go. There's other channels that can do that. That's not this channel. But you cannot dispute the facts. And the facts are that I tried to help you. I don't care how you try to spin it. I don't care how your little friend from Virginia tries to spin it. I tried to help you. It came from a place of caring. It came from a place of kindness. It came from a place of empathy. Because I don't think you deserved what you got from the other content creator. And a lot of other people agree with me. You had valid points about that kitten. I have the vet records. I got the vet records. They're public record. I got them. And everything that you said about that kitten was spot on. Hi, Mary Beth. And you're absolutely right. What you were saying about that kitten, all the stuff that you told me about that kitten was absolutely spot on. And it looks like, and from what I'm hearing, that kitten that's now a cat has problems. But remember, you decided, you, don't throw this back at me. You chose to leave this channel. I wanted to talk to you. I wanted to have a conversation with you. I have text messages, Dawn. I have text messages that prove I wanted to have a conversation with you. All I asked was one thing. I privated your video. That day that you put the video up and you were telling people, if I wanted to be if I became the head of the channel, the owner of the channel, and wanted to step back, would you follow me? And I explained to you that's not appropriate. You didn't talk to me. You need to talk to me first before you do anything like that. I only privated it. I didn't take it down. And I asked you to give me grace for 1 week because I had a lot going on, including a apartment inspection, which you knew always stressed me out. And then we could have sat down and talked about it. And I'm sorry. I will apologize to you. I'll admit, I may have given you the wrong idea about that. But I've told you this before. You know what was going on at that point. Your little frenemy was going hot and heavy. She was bullying by proxy. She was sending all of her subscribers. She was telling her subscribers, do what you got to do. Take down the channel. Harass. You know what was going on. She said the same thing about you. Look at all the lies she told about you. And then you went back to her, bowed down at her feet and said, take me back. Take me back. She's not your friend. She was never your friend. She will never be your friend. But hey, if that's the kind of people you want to be around, fine. Your little friend from Virginia found out, didn't she? You don't mess with the queen bee. You mess with the queen bee, you say something she doesn't like, going to get told about it. You know what it took to stop her from her harassment? I had to have a conversation with her shelter. That's what it took. That's right. If you can't say nothing nice, don't say anything at all. And I don't know if YouTube had anything to do with it or not, but YouTube was very much aware too of what was going on. But I literally had to talk to, what ended up happening was I had left a negative review on the shelter's website and basically explained what was going on. And then I got a thing from somebody saying, well, instead of putting a negative response, why don't you talk to the director? Okay. So I emailed the director, and the director came back and said, well, we don't get involved in internet drama. I'm like, okay, so you think this is just internet drama? You think it's just internet drama when you have people that are contacting people in my real life. You have people that are creating characters of me. And this happened. This is Dawn. Dawn did this, didn't you, Dawn? Remember your little channel you created? The one where you had 5, 6 Sims games. Remember that? Remember? And you had the villain, Wanda. Does that refresh your memory at all? And in those games, you had a rather rotund woman with the name Wanda, the villain. And you did things to Wanda like torture her, force her to walk around naked while you body shamed her. And then, again, the piece de resistance was you set her on fire and burned her alive. And then you laughed about that too. And then you brought her back to life and tortured her some more. And you did that online. You did that publicly. And all of your little friends, the one from Virginia, the Texas Moneybags, Heather Stupid, All of them thought it was hilarious. Now, I ask everybody, let's just talk about this. Let's just talk about this. I mean, I'm not monetized, so this stream will probably get demonetized anyway. What are you doing, little stinks? I have a. You want to see the stinks? Get a stinks. I got a stinks. Everything's better with a kitten. Why is it doing this? I'm not associated with any organization. Everything I do is on my own. That's a good way to be. Hurting someone is not funny. And let's talk about that for a minute. Let's just talk about that for a minute. Because this is timely. All right. I'm going to go on record and say I am not a fan of Charlie Kirk. But I'm also going on record and say that I don't condone what happened. And I'm also going to go on record and say that you will not see me talk about that on any of my social media. And here's the thing. That person that did that act was a gamer, used a lot of gaming references, I believe. So who knows what kind of fantasies he was playing out behind the scenes. And I will also say this. When that happened, Dawn, I contacted a psychiatric facility near where you live. Because when it first happened, I was shocked. When somebody showed me that, I was shocked. I had no idea what that was about. And I thought, well, the person that contacted me said, you need to go to the police at this point. This is serious. And I'm like, yeah, but it's a video. It's a computer game. Is anybody really going to take that? The police going to take that seriously? So then I started doing some research. And the more research that I did, the more I saw that there's a distinct correlation between people that do this kind of stuff, like you did, and people that are put this up here. Mary Beth, my daughter attempted suicide 2 weeks ago. Her BF is borderline schizophrenic, and dealing with how he treats her is too much. And we do. We have a real issue with mental health. We have a mental health crisis in this country, and nobody's really talking about it. And in fact, we're getting funding cut. We have people that need help, and Dawn, you're one of them, and you know it. We've had this conversation. You need help. You need to get yourself somewhere. I don't know where, but you need to get yourself somewhere. And I'll tell you, at that point, if I could have facilitated you going inpatient involuntarily, I would have done it. And you knew that. And that's why you suddenly took everything down. Because you went too far. I can't help but think, what if you are capable, when I talk to when I talk to my therapist, that's when everything clicked for me. Because when I talked to my therapist and I explained what was going on, she said, what is going on out there? Hang on a minute here. What are you doing? Oh, I don't know. Rogue. Psst. But your litter boxes are clean, dude. I swear, these cats, that one piece of poop, and you would think that it's like piled 5 feet high. Absolutely. Where is part of there are enough? Yeah, there's not enough places for people to go. Absolutely. But when I talked to my therapist about this, this is what she said. She said, the distinction for her is this. It can be therapeutic It can be therapeutic. It can be therapeutic to write somebody a letter and tear it up and throw it, to the air or to burn it. It can be therapeutic to like draw a face on a balloon and pop the balloon, or put the picture of somebody on a punching bag and punch the bag. But those are things that you typically do in your private residence. That's a positive way to deal with anger and upset. When you put something out publicly online, that's a whole different ballgame, because now everybody can see it. And people don't know me. People are listening to what you say. Just like people that don't know you are listening to what I say. So they're getting just one side of the story. Making it public is unacceptable. Yes. So when you only hear one side of the story, and people don't do their research, they don't. I guarantee you, people aren't going to come over here and look at all of the videos that I made, all the response videos I made with all the screenshots, the 8-hour streams that I've done where I've talked extensively about this is what this is, I'm breaking it down. This is why she's lying. They don't do that. All they see is this sweet little grandmotherly type frail person I'm being picked on by mean Wanda. That's all they see. And you use that to your advantage. And don't tell me you don't. You manipulate, and you've been doing it all along, and I'm done with it. I'm done with it. Just like you did with that 870 Cat Daddy room. No, those people didn't deserve that. You never talked to them. You just went on and started spouting off about how they weren't doing this right and they weren't doing that right. And then when they come to you and they're all upset, you just double down and start harassing them. And then you bring your little Virginia bunny boiler in the mix. I'm telling you, you're sick. In what world? Okay, I was talking to my therapist. Like I said, this stream, I don't care if it gets restricted, whatever. It is what it is at this point, because I have to have my say here. Like I said to my my therapist, as a therapist, I said, what if you had a client, you had a woman client, she goes out with a guy, they go to the bar, he drops something in her drink, she doesn't really know what she's doing, he takes her back to his place, things are done that she is not consenting to, and the next day, while she's in the hospital getting what she needs to get done to prove that it wasn't consensual, she gets a text from the guy, and the guy's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry about last night. I hope you didn't misunderstand that. Let's go out again and talk about it." Do you think that woman's going to go out and talk about it again after what he did to her? Do you really think that would happen? Because this is kind of the same thing, Dawn. Why would I ever want to talk to you again after what you did? Yeah, I called animal control on you. Yeah, I did. But I also talked to them extensively before anything was done, and they assured me they were just going to help you, just like they were going to help the other one, and they did help the other one. You guys are sick. You're simply sick. And I hope people know, Cat Advocates Northeast Arkansas. That's the nonprofit. Remember that. Remember that. You see something come across, know who's behind that nonprofit and know that that person is not helping cats. That person can't help cats because that person is too fucking worried about harassing me and other rescues and other people. She's too busy behind her computer at night doing shit like this. Let me read it. Good intentions. That's one of your usernames, right, Dawn? How many did you have? We know your slices of life. Wanda, right there, the villain from the Sims game, doesn't seem to have any ideas of her own these days, so she has to copy others. The joke is on her, though, because this is a dummy account. My main channel has been monetized for a bit now. It only took me 71 days to get there, and you will never find it. I don't care. I don't care. Do you understand? I don't care. Get a real life and quit bullying others, stalking people, and crying victim when you are, in fact, the victimizer. P.S. That's the grind was never Russ, her husband. She pretended to be her husband, by the way. That's also kind of sick, in my opinion. Because what if the authorities had come knocking on the door for her husband? Is he going to go down for you? You really are dumb. That's just one thing. And then the other one, the other one's really special. How about the one where I think we already went over this, but let's just mention it again because it's really special. How about the other one where after you left and you didn't tell me what was going on, you just left? You put up a community tab post and said, I'm gone. Hasta la vista, everybody. Follow me, though. Make sure you come over and follow me. You didn't tell me. I get a text message then and it said, well, I just didn't have time to let you know. I didn't have time to call you or talk to you. But you didn't have time to shoot me a text message. Like, how long does that take? Like 2 minutes? So you couldn't find 2 minutes to text me and say, hey, Wanda, I think it's better if I start my own channel now. Do you mind if I take my content? Because that was my content, Dawn. If it's on my channel, it's my content. Just so you know. Legally, it's my content. So you stole over 200 hours of content from me, too. But then after I came on and tried to smooth everything over and tried to explain to everybody what was going on, and also explained how you were actually the one that started all the drama with the frenemy, I guess the frenemy got upset. Because the next thing, you're over there with the frenemy. Oh, I never talked about this before, but I never gave a name, but I'm going to give it now. It's Wanda. Wanda Miller, the armchair cat advocate. She's sick in the head. She's mentally ill. Now, I'm diagnosed with suicidal ideation, folks. That is a legitimate diagnosis that I carry. And at the time that was going on, I was struggling. Make no mistake about that. I was struggling. And Dawn, you know full well that what you said with your frenemy, that whole bullshit about how I was trying to, oh yeah, Mary Beth, she's still doing stuff. Well, I don't know if she's doing it so much anymore, but her one of her subscribers has definitely gone hot and heavy. You took all those text messages out of context, put them together, and made it look like I was some kind of psychotic, sick individual that would actually weaponize my mental health issues and fake self-exiting in order to take down somebody's channel. That's what her and the frenemy did. And then this person thinks that she can come back here She thinks that throwing $5 on a GoFundMe is going to make everything wonderful. No, you're getting the $5 back. And don't ever show up here again. Don't ever show up here again. And the same with your little friend from Virginia. I don't care. I mean, she can pop off all she wants on her channel. I don't care. She can, you know, whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. But I'm not getting involved in this anymore. I'm done with it. I have too many things to do. See, I really have shit that I do, despite what your frenemy likes to say. Your frenemy and her little fostering gig is nothing, is a drop in the bucket compared to what I do on a daily basis. Coming up this week, just 2 things that I'm doing this week. I'm going to be sitting on a panel that helps train adult protective services officers that work for the Office of Aging. I'm going to be doing that. It's through Temple University. It's a very prestigious program. I'm going to be on panel with the head of our local coalition on homelessness. She personally asked me to sit there. So I'm going to be doing that. And then later in the week, I'm actually on a board. I'm on a board of a legitimate nonprofit. And we're interviewing for a new executive director. So I'm going to be doing that as well. That's just 2 things that I'm doing this week. Oh, and I'm probably going to have a meeting too with Corporation for Supported Housing, because I'm the co-chair of the People with Lived Experience, and I've also been involved with their, what do they call it? I can't think off the top of my head, but they have a bunch of different groups that, working groups, and also they have a committee of the people that are like heading the working groups, and we all get together and do, you know, we talk about, and we're right now we're under a lot, because at the Fed level, you know, there's a war on the poor. And in case you haven't heard, Dawn, in case you've been so busy doing your little keyboard warring thing, you and your friend from Virginia, that you haven't really watched what's happening in the real world, there's people out there really suffering. There's ICE agents grabbing people of color off the street and taking them God knows where. They're rounding up people, homeless people in encampments, and taking them God knows where. We have people getting shot. It was that overshadowed 9/11. We have a fucking mess out there right now. And there are those of us with boots on the ground trying to do something about it. Yes, affordable housing is a serious issue too. It is. There are those of us that spend our time trying to make the world a better place. There are those of us that really care. And we don't do this because we want to get on our little YouTube channel and go, give me money because this is the only way that I can do my work. We don't do that. We go without. We struggle. And we've been doing it a long time. We're not fake. We're not grifting. You need to get your shit in order. You need to make a decision. What kind of person are you going to be? Are you going to be the kind of person that sits behind your computer and does shit like this? Or are you going to be the kind of person that actually goes out and helps? And I'm not saying that you haven't helped those cats, because you have. You've helped the cats. But You're helping the cats in your yard. What are you doing outside of that? Not that that isn't admirable, because it is, and it's hard work, and it's heartbreaking work. I know. But I think you need to hear this at this point. I don't want to be your friend. I will not be your friend again. You're not welcome on this channel. You're not welcome to, I don't want anything. Let me make this very, very, very clear to everyone. The Armchair Cat Advocate is in no way, shape, or form associated with the cat advocates of Northeast Arkansas. Nope, nope, nobody, nope. I hope you get your shit together, and I hope you do some great things. And I hope you figure out that the people that you're hanging with are toxic and they're really not your friends. They just kiss your ass. They're not your friends. Because friends wouldn't act like that. I can tell you right now, if I behaved that way, if I did the kind of stuff that you did, that your friend from Virginia did, and the president of the board and the executive director found out, well, I know the president of the board, I would be sitting with him and we would have a serious talk. Because he would not. When you are representing a board or you're representing an organization, people look at that. They look at what you're doing. They look at what your friends are doing. I can't say 100% because obviously I don't know why that keeps graying out. Okay, Mary. I worked in mortgage for years, helping handle mortgages through various housing agencies. When you represent an organization, they're going to look at that. And when you have somebody like your friend, and I don't know what her role is in your organization. I don't know if she's a board member or what she is, but she's representing your organization. When you have somebody that is putting out all kinds of lies and gaslighting and saying things like, oh, I'm making all this up. I'm not a victim. I'm playing the victim. I'm not the one going over. Let me, again, make this very clear. I'm not the one going over to her channel. I didn't even know that she was doing this until someone sent it to me. And I told that person, I don't want to see it anymore. Just stop. I don't want to see any of it. Just let her do whatever she does on her corner of the internet and leave me the fuck alone. Not the person that was sending me this stuff. The person that's posting all this stuff. Yeah, move on. Yeah, exactly. Yes. Thank you, Mark. It's time that all this is just let go, and because we have cats that we're trying to save. But to my knowledge, and like I said, I can't say 100% because I'm not like in all my subscribers' lives, and it's not my business. And they can watch. Exactly. Cats need help. We need to just get past this. And I can't say like 100% that I don't have people on this channel that, and I've said this before. I don't care. My subscribers can look at any channel they want. I don't care. It was never an issue with me. It was an issue with the other channel, but it was never an issue with me. And I've said this over and over again because I honestly do not care. It's not my place to tell somebody You can't go and look at that person's content. That's not my right to say. Now, if they go over there and then they come over here and they cause problems, that's a different matter. But they can do what they can. If they love cats, they love cats, and they're trying to help cats, and they want to support cats, they can do what they want. But when you have someone associated with you that's coming over here, like, again, to my knowledge, no one's going over to her channel, scouring all of her comments and her content, taking screenshots, posting it, and saying all kinds of stupid crap about it. But she's doing that over here. For God's sake, she took a screenshot of the post I made about Raleigh Link. I posted that because this is a content creator I've been following for a long time. Raleigh is a young woman. I really like her. Yeah, I really like her. She is a great individual. I think, I think she's done a lot to bring awareness of horse abuse and other things. And, I mean, she went through a lot in her life. She's had trauma. She's overcome a lot. I just like her. And I've been following her. And, she's hearted some of my stuff here and there, but she has a nice little community. And I just thought what she was saying, because she talked about this whole issue. She was talking mainly about the Charlie Kirk thing, and that she didn't want people that were trying to incite violence on her channel, which, fair. I understand that. And she was then talking about, because I know she's gone through a lot of bullying and harassment, and she was stalked, and she had a lot of stuff going on too. And I just made a simple little comment that, yes, I had a similar experience. There were no names. I didn't call out anybody. I never call out anybody. I never say names, except in this video I am, because I'm done with it. And I want you to leave me alone, and my channel alone, and my subscribers alone, and just stay away. That's what I want. And Raleigh pinned that comment. She pinned my comment. She has like almost 400,000 subscribers, and she pinned my comment. That was like total fangirl, like, oh, I'm not worthy kind of thing. I'm 58 years old. She's like in her 20s. I don't care. I really like her. She's fun. And I just thought it was cool that she pinned my comment. And she left it pinned too, because she had another comment pinned previously and then removed that one and pinned mine. And she responded to it. I mean, again, she has like 400,000 subscribers. She has a lot of people. It's not like my little channel here where I can, I mean, sometimes I struggle to keep up with everybody, but I try my best. Sometimes I'm here late at night going through everything, and okay, well, this one I can just heart, but this one I want to respond to, because I feel like you're taking your time to watch my comment. You're taking your time to watch my content. You're taking your time to comment things. So yeah, I want to show appreciation for that. And I thought that was pretty amazing that she did that. That's all it was. That's all that it was. And this person made it into, I'm going to animal, because I had also talked about Michaela Raines, which I'm pretty sure that neither you nor your friend and me knew anything about Michaela until I talked about her. And then all of a sudden, you guys are just as abused as she is. I don't do gaslighting. I don't do this kind of crap. I'm too old for it. And this is what we need to concentrate on. Cats need help. They do. Cats need help. And that's what you should be concentrating on. Let me see here. Let me check something here, guys. That was just my friend Susan. She wasn't feeling well. I just wanted to make sure she's okay. Um, that's what we should be concentrating on. We should be concentrating on the cats. Let me put it in perspective. Do you think that any of our cats give a shit about this? Do you think that? Do you really think that after hours, Maleficent, Cinnamon, Rogue, Fury, do you think they all have a little get together? They have a little meeting, they have a little council meeting, and they're like, oh yeah, what are we going to do about this person? Oh my God, this person's really harassing mom, and what are we going to do about it? What are we going to do? You know what? Here's what we're going to do. Fury, Maleficent, Cinnamon, all right, I'm Rogue, I'm the mayor of Cat Town, this is what's going to happen. We're going to start a channel. And we're going to call out, we're going to make fun of their cats. It's ridiculous. They don't care. Because see, unlike people, cats are pretty simple in that way. You know, they might have a knockdown, drag out fight, but then 2 minutes later it's done. And you'll see them mutually grooming and, you know, loving on each other. It's the miracle of mindfulness with cats. They live in the moment. And when the moment's done, they go on to the next moment. When that one's done, they go on to the next. They don't hold grudges. And at this point, you know, I'm done talking about it because I have explained to myself. None of this, and I will say it one last time. None of this was done in malice. I have the animal control report from the frenemy, from her state. I have it that it shows I never reported. It wasn't about any of what she says it was about. I was concerned. I saw, and I still see behavioral changes. That isn't the person I just saw. The person that I watched the other day raging about whatever is not the person that I knew, what, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago? And quite honestly, the Dawn that was on this channel, the Dawn that I extended a hand to and said, hey, you know, come on here. You're safe here. And the community welcomed you. They welcomed you. They supported you. Yeah, cats do know when you're upset. So let's just move on from this. You stay on your side. I stay on my side. I mean, I stop. Tell your little buddy from Virginia to leave me alone. I don't care what videos and stuff that she does. I don't give a shit about that. But stop emailing me. You know, emailing me, wanting to talk to me, wanting to have a heart-to-heart, and then telling me if I have a heart-to-heart with her that she won't make a video about me. And why would I talk again? Why do I want to talk to someone who's done everything that she's done? Let's talk about the rescue situation. I never talked about it, okay? And I never talked about it because of Kayla. So, you know, I'm keeping her out of it, but out of respect for her, I never talked about it. But let me explain to everybody what happened so that we are on record with this. Because apparently a video was put out. I don't know. I didn't watch it. I don't watch your content. I don't. Like I said, I have people that will send me stuff, and I'm like, I don't need to see this. Yes, Mark, exactly. getting help to the poor cats and in whatever possible is all that matters in this shitty life. Exactly. But I will say though, Mark, I think people need to be held accountable though too. I don't think that someone should be excused for bad behavior because they're helping a cat. I mean, that's great that they're helping the cat, but that doesn't give them carte blanche to be nasty to other rescuers and other people that are trying to help. And if someone, I mean, like I've said, I have, and don't forget squirrels. And I did what I did at the time because I thought it was the right thing to do. There was no malice. Yeah, true, but try to look past it. Yeah, I mean, you know. Yeah. For the greater good. Yeah. And sometimes you just have to say, you know, you just stay over on that side and I stay on that side and this is the way it's going to be. But as far as what happened with the rescue, this is what happened with the rescue. So, the person from Virginia, and this all started because of a comment that I left, or actually a reply to a comment that I left. And it was simply this. And it was Catitude that actually left the and I can't remember exactly what Catitude said. But Catitude had left a comment and I had replied and I said, I wonder what those people that are involved with the people that were harassing me, I wonder what the organizations that they're involved with, the professional organizations, the shelters, and, you know, the other organizations there, I wonder what they would think if they knew that someone that they work with every day, that they are, you know, they think is so wonderful and they have so much respect for. I wonder what they would think if they knew after hours they get on the keyboard and they try actively to take down another channel that's trying to help cats. And that they continue to harass and that they try to spread lies and rumors. And all of this stemmed because somebody tried to help and maybe it was a mistake to try to help in that way, but that was the only way that was available. But there was no conversation, there was no discussion, there was no grace, there was no forgiveness. There wasn't even, okay, I don't like what you did. I forgive you for it. I don't ever want to be, you know, like I'm telling Dawn right now. I don't like what you did. I don't ever want to be around you again. I don't want any contact with you. I don't want you on my, I don't I don't want you around. Just leave me alone. When I have asked you over and over again to leave me alone and you keep coming back, then there's a problem. You know, again, there wasn't anything malicious. There never was. Remember, I'm looking at what you're writing. You're going on a Facebook page where they're doing crowdfunding for people that need help for their animals that need vet care or whatever. And you're saying you haven't eaten in 3 weeks or you haven't bought food in 3 weeks. That's a concern. Any professional, any social worker, therapist, anybody, then human services, if they had a client that, you know, they were doing a home visit and they saw that they didn't have any food in the refrigerator and they're saying, well, what's going on with the food? And they're like, well, I have to feed the cats. I mean, there's going to be, hopefully there's empathy for that. Hopefully there's not judgment there. Hopefully they understand that this person just wants to help. But That's a concern. Because it's not just you, it's a husband, it's a disabled daughter. So there wasn't anything. But when you're actively trying to take down my channel, when you're actively trying to ruin my reputation, when you're actively trying to prevent people, I lost people. I had people that were, I had one subscriber. I don't know if she'll ever come back. She's so incredibly triggered by this kind of shit. I don't know that she'll ever come back. I lost people that were donating to the cats. They weren't giving me money. They were giving to the cats. I hardly get anything now. And I'm not complaining. No, I don't want people to think that I'm complaining. I'm not. I'm just stating a fact that this was fallout from what this person did. Or persons did. Meanwhile, person on the other channel, $1,500 incubator, food and litter, enough for months on end. Nothing ever happened to that person. Nothing was ever going to happen to that person. Animal control made that very clear very early on. It's in the report. Anybody can get that report. It's public knowledge or public access, whatever you want to say. Towards the end of the report, the animal control officer clearly says they didn't feel that they needed to, they weren't going to cite the person, they weren't going to put out a warrant, they weren't going to do anything like that to them. Because as far as they're concerned, the cats were cared for, and the complainant, which was me, also stressed that the cats were cared for. That's in the report. So all these things that person's saying about how I made up lies and said that they were abusing their animal, I never said that. That was not what it was about. I have an email from the supervisor of animal control saying that the reason they got involved was first and foremost because of concern over the kitten. I know she didn't have money to vet that kitten. She had to borrow, her friend used their care credit card to pay for the initial vet visit. She didn't have money. Look at the care that the cats got at that time versus now. She didn't have the money. That's not anything to be ashamed of, and that's not passing judgment, because hell, how many, with the way vet costs are now? There was no malice involved. But there was malice involved with the rescue. And here's what happened, and I want to put this on the record now. So what happened was this. Catitude made a comment. I simply replied to it, gee, I wonder what all the people that the shelters, professionals, I wonder what they would think if they knew what these people were doing after hours. Okay, let me just check one thing here. Just make sure this isn't my friend. Okay. I just wanted to make sure, because Susan's not feeling good. I just want to make sure she's okay. I don't appreciate drama, but I absolutely appreciate you. Thank you, Mary Beth. Well, look, I don't want anybody. Well, we'll talk about that in a minute, Mary Beth. I simply said that. I simply said, I wonder what they would think. There was no threat. There was nothing. There was no intention of going. And I didn't. I never went to any of their local shelters. The only one that I talked to, and the only reason that I talked to that local shelter from the frenemy, was because they asked me to talk to them. I ended up talking to an executive director. I mean, not the executive director. The executive director, I ended up talking to one of the board, to the president of the board. Because the executive director was like, it's just internet. We don't deal with internet drama. It's not a big deal. It was a big deal. It was a big deal to me. It was a big deal to my cats. And I just wanted to stop. So The next thing, someone alerts me there's a community post on the person from Virginia's channel, and it's like, the armchair cat advocate. I have it somewhere, but it goes on this long thing about, I wonder how the rescue you're involved with would feel if they did this and that and the other, and they did that you keep cats in cages 24/7 and you don't give them water, and poor Jack, and you did this and you did that, and blah 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 blah. And I'm reading this and I'm thinking, oh dear God, she's going to call the rescue now. Son of a bitch. Now I'm going to have to deal with this. I was hoping that maybe it was just a bunch of BS again. I knew in my heart she was going to start trouble. I just knew. Well, that day, it was Chaplain. I had Chaplain as a foster. We took Chaplain to the rescue, or out to PetSmart for his checkup to see if his ringworm was cleared so he could go up for adoption. And while I'm there, another volunteer comes over to me and says, somebody came and complained about you. Somebody called and complained about you. And the way at first they thought it was the person who adopted Valentino last year. And I'm like, well, why would she be? That's weird. But then it became clear that it was the person from Virginia. And I'm like, well, they said, yeah, they wanted to talk to, they were complaining about me, but more so complaining about Kayla. Now, keep in mind, Kayla had nothing to do with this. Kayla's innocent in all this. What did she have to do with anything? But she was trying. What this person from Virginia was trying to do was take away the resource that I had with the rescue, create a wedge between me and Kayla, get her kicked off. Because, I mean, if she gets in trouble with the rescue, you think she's going to want to deal with me? That's what this lunatic's thinking. It didn't work out so well for her, but that's what she was planning on. Kayla was supposed to, the founder, and I'm probably going to get myself in trouble for saying this. I don't give a shit anymore. I don't. If the founder wants to come after me, we'll have a discussion. The founder, keep in mind, Kayla's been with that rescue like 6 years. Okay? Done all kinds of shit for this woman. Hours and hours and hours and hours of volunteer work. No compensation whatsoever. Her and her husband. Giving up vacations. Giving up time with their daughter. To help these cats. And not just helping the cats, but doing other things. I know back when I met Kayla, she was doing research. She was doing a study on the colonies. I mean, because I was one of the colonies that she looked at, wanted pictures of and everything. Dedicated person. No compensation, purely volunteer. Her own time, her own dime. Every single cat that I ever had, that I fostered through that rescue, I never once got anything from that rescue except pee pads. That's the only thing I ever got. Everything else was either donated, either I bought it, my friends helped me with it, people on this channel helped. Never got no food, no litter, no nothing from that rescue. Nothing. I kept cats for months using resources that were for my personal cats, because I wanted to help. So this escalated. This woman from Virginia. Oh, let's just say her name. Rissy Roar. Let's just name her. So you know. If she ever comes across your feed, you know what she did. She wanted to talk to Kayla. Kayla didn't want to talk to her. The founder was upset because Kayla didn't want to talk to her because the founder didn't want to deal with it. But Kayla didn't want to talk to her because she wanted Kayla to call her, which means then Rissy would have gotten Kayla's phone number. Do you see where this is going? They already had my address. They already had my phone number because Dawn had it, and she probably passed it on. And the reason she had the information is because myself, my friend Susan, and my friend Tiana were all nice enough, and we had somebody from out west, the other side of the country, who was also willing to be on the board. We were going to be on the board as placeholders so Dawn could get her nonprofit up and running as quickly as possible. And then she was going to try to find people local. But we all stepped up. We all were willing to be placeholders. She took all our information, and then look what she did. So let's get back to Rissy. Now, Kayla has a daughter. You know, I mean, you've seen her on here, Ivy. Ivy has some health issues. Do you really think that is I'm not a mother, but those of you out there who are mothers, do you really think that you would want that kind of person knowing where you live? After watching that person harass someone that you know, saying all kinds of shit, nasty things, threats, putting up all kinds of horrible, nasty videos. Do you really think that as a mother, you want to protect your child and make sure that that person comes nowhere near you? Let me see. Hang on, folks. I just got something from GoFundMe. Just let me check one thing here. Where's that? Got your money back, Dawn. Don't come back. You've been refunded. I don't want to ever see you again. I hope you understand that. I hope that finally sunk into your head. Go give that $5 to the 870 Cat Daddy and go grovel to them and apologize for the shit that you said about them. I don't want anything to do with you. As I said, I'll make sure that they get the $5. I'll pay out of my pocket. I'll give them $10 when I get my check next month. Mary Beth, I am a mother and grandmother, and no, I would not. No, you wouldn't. So it got nasty real fast because Rissy just kept doing it. She kept sending screenshots of everything that screenshots of comments that on my channel, not out in the internet somewhere where I'm talking shit on some other, like going over to Raleigh Lincoln going, hey, you know what? That Dawn, she's a horrible person. No, not that kind of thing. These were comments on my channel. And she said, and the thing that she was at was there's another subscriber of Dawn's, Heather Stupid. Remember Heather Stupid? I remember Heather Stupid. Heather Stupid went on a wild spamathon of comments one day. I don't know what bug crawled up her ass, but something happened. And all kinds of crazy shit. The reason Jack had a UTI is because I wasn't feeding Royal Canin She knows everything. She's so accomplished. She knows everything about animals, and Kayla knows nothing. And through all of that, Kayla was a consummate professional. I was so proud of her. I was so impressed. I took screenshots of some of her stuff. And I even told her when I finally got fed up with Heather Stupid and hit her ass. I mean, I think that was after she threatened to sue me for God knows what. Oh, because I did that little skit, like, I'm Heather Stupid. Heather Stupid. Hello. Hello, everyone. I'm Heather Stupid. I hate that armchair cat advocate. She knows nothing about cats. Remember that skit? Yeah, it was a skit. But she was going to sue me. So that's when I just hit her. I was done with it. And I was sad because I told Kayla she had such wonderful responses to all these comments. I mean, it was amazing. It was such good comments. And they were professional. They weren't rude. They weren't smart ass. It was just like explaining, okay, this is why we're doing this. Thank you for your concern. But Heather Stupid wasn't going to give up. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, Royal Canin is very expensive. It's not the best food either, in my opinion. It's not bad, but I feel there is better. You're absolutely right. It's not the best food. And what happened with Jack, and the whole thing was that, and then the other piece of that was that I wasn't caring properly for, Rissy was going on about how I can barely take care of myself because I'm so, I'm elderly and I'm old. I'm 58 years old, you stupid bitch. That's not old. Maybe you consider it old because you refer to yourself as an old lady at 40 something, but I don't consider 58 old. And I get around pretty well. Thank you very much. So there was, there's like, my apartment's cluttered. Yeah, my apartment's cluttered. So what? Is that your business? No. Do you think the cats care? No. And you don't know what goes on. You don't know all the background story. You think you know. You think you know everything. You think you know every little fucking detail about me, and you know nothing. So there was that. And then there was the whole thing about the cats were being kept in crates 24/7 without food or water. That was ridiculous. I have a whole channel showing the cats, showing the kittens, showing everybody. Thank you, Mary. Showing everybody. Do you really think if the cat, just let's reason this out for a minute. If I kept cats in crates 24/7 without food and water, they would look like Biscuit. Poor little Biscuit. They would all look like Biscuit. They'd all be incredibly sick. They would have been dehydrated. Some of them probably would pass. And you saw all those kittens. And you saw Jack. And you saw Chaplin. I don't know, who else did I have in here? I had Cinnamon. Well, I still have Cinnamon. I had Sally, but not for long. You go look at my colony cats. My colony cats. I've had people tell me that my colony cats look better than a lot of the colony cats that they see. Those cats get wet food once a day. Lately I've been giving them wellness because I have a whole crap load of wellness since I don't have Lucy anymore. I did the best that I could with Lucy. Lucy would have, if I had known about the SNR program, Lucy would have gone there. I just couldn't I didn't have the money to do it. And I didn't know where to take her. Local vets won't deal with fractious ferals. And you can't shame somebody because they're poor, Rissy. Not cool. You sent me this whole you sent me this whole email about Dawn and how, oh, you know how she didn't have any money. Boo hoo hoo. Okay. I don't see a poor shame in her though. I have less money than Dawn has. I guarantee it. It's not my fault they spent down their um, expense account. I mean their retirement. It's not my fault. That's not my fault. That's not my problem. That's their problem. They chose to do that. I'm not blaming them for I'm not blaming them for trying to, say that it's not a good thing that they tried to help the cats, but you have to take care of yourself first, because if you go down, the cats aren't going to who are the cats going to rely on? That's my biggest fear. That's why I sometimes get a little loud with cats like Theon, because he's in weaving in and out of my legs. I'm like, holy crap! If I trip and fall and break a leg, who's going to take care of him? I mean, I'll probably just I'd find a way to do it. I'd figure out a way to do it. Airline oxygen, yes, Mark, thank you. Airline oxygen mask theory. Look it up. It's a DBT thing. That's a good one, Mark. Thank you. So she started on about how the animals weren't getting food and water. Now, mind you, all of this time, everything's documented on the channel. Everything. I explained why I don't put food and water in the crates with the cats. I'll explain it again for people that still are confused about this. I'm on disability. I'm here 24/7. I currently don't have a functional car. I don't like to take the bus, and walking, there's only so many places around here that I can get things. So mainly I have everything I can order. I order things in, and then my friend Susan will take me, like if I need to go somewhere where I have to get something where I can't, or if they go to the bank or something like that. And that's not that often. But for the most part, I'm here. I'm here with these little beasties almost 24/7. So when I had the kittens, they were coming out, a couple hours, several times a day. They had access to water. They had access to food while they were out. Go back in for a little bit, come back out again. Jack, the same thing. They would get food. Well, Jack, because he had all these issues, and he had to be on cage rest. He had food in wet food, and then I would mix that in a slurry with a lot of water, and then in between times he would get like cooked chicken. So churros. I mean, he was spoiled. And the reason that he had the UTI, the urinary tract infection, the reason that he got that was not because he wasn't getting water, not because he wasn't hydrated. That wasn't the reason. The reason was it was bacterial, and what had happened was he had been on doxycycline, and he was doing fairly well in the doxy. He was stabilizing on the doxy, and then he got switched over because I think he was taken. I don't know if Kayla took him to the vet. I don't remember, but he went from doxy to the amoxicillin. And when he got on the amoxicillin, as soon as he started doing the amoxicillin, he started to decline. And I talked to Kayla about it, and we were like in close contact. We We text. I would send her pictures. She knew exactly what was going on. She knew. She's been over here. So she knew what was going on. And he started, when he got switched from the doxy to the amoxil, his system started to crash. I think it was a combination of the switch. I think it was a combination of him spending all the time outside, all the stress. And then it's like people, I mean, when we're under a lot of stress, we go, 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 go. And then when the stress goes away and everything levels out, that's when you get sick. That's usually when people get sick. That's when I get sick. After the stress levels out. So that's what happened with Jack. It was bacterial. It wasn't due to lack of water. It was a bacterial infection because his system was literally crashing. His whole system was crashing. He had that respiratory thing that he'd been dealing with. Well, he started coming to the feeding station back in 23. So, like about 2 years he was out there with that. I didn't have money to get him vetted. Again, I didn't know the SNR thing existed. I didn't really have contact with Kayla at that point. And I knew that a rescue wasn't going to take him. Rescues aren't going to take rescues right now. They are so overwhelmed with animals. A lot of them can't take medical cases. They can't take a lot of cats in. They're going to take, they're just going to take cats that they can easily place. I mean, and it's not that they don't want to help. Yeah, Mark, it's bad. It's bad. So poor Jack, he wasn't going to get to a rescue. And also, remember, those of you who were around at that time, Jack was a little feisty. He cut me. You remember scratches? I had scratches on he drew blood more than once on me. I was kind of scared of him because he would get really goofy sometimes. Like I'd be petting him. And I didn't know at the time that he had like a petting sensitivity too. He'd get a little overstimulated. And plus he wanted attention so bad. He was starved for attention. But I didn't want to bring him in because I didn't want my other cats to get sick. So this poor cat, and that's what happened. But because Rissy kept pushing, and for a week after, even after all that happened, she still kept sending screenshots of comments that I left or replies that I had. She just did not stop. I talked to a volunteer. I was actually messaging a volunteer about it because I was like, what the hell do I do with Chaplin? Are you guys going to take him? What's going to happen? And then I get this huge wall of text from the founder, like at midnight. I start reading this and I'm like, oh, this is bullshit. I'm not reading all this bull. It was stupid. I'm not dealing with it. You're insane. You're just as insane as Rissy. You two, go buddy up. Go move to Virginia and live with her. Because you guys are both psycho. I don't want to deal with it. I literally was looking at this at midnight. Like, I'm tired. I'm taking care of these cats and doing this. I'm looking, it's like, oh, hell no. I'm not dealing with this. So, and then when I talked to the volunteer said, it's bad. It's bad that, Rissy will not stop. She keeps harassing and harassing and harassing. She was constantly sending this. Granted, the founder acted badly. She behaved badly. She was not professional, but she didn't deserve that at all. She's trying to save cats too. And she did take a number of my cats, and I will give her credit for that, and I am grateful for that. And you ruined that, Rissy. So don't come out with your stupid little video and say, this is the fact and this is really what I want is lying. No, hon, you're lying. You're a gaslighter. You're a fucking psycho. Shut the fuck up. Go back to Virginia. Stay in your corner. Leave me alone. I don't care what you and Dawn do. You guys can do whatever you want to do. I don't care as long as it doesn't involve me. Dawn got your money back. I don't want to see any more from you. I finally said to this volunteer, after the volunteer messaged me a couple of times and going to message, said, "Oh, it's really," I mean, the volunteer, you could read through how upset the volunteer was. The volunteer was stressed. I finally I said, this is what you need to do. I said, you tell Rissy to piss off. You tell Rissy Pissy to piss off. That's what you do. You tell her to just fuck off, to stay away, and if she doesn't, you're going to involve the authorities. That's what you're going to have to do with this person because she's nuts. That's what you do. And that's, I guess, ended up what happened. I said, do not stop talking to her because you keep engaging her. She's wild. She is off the charts insane. In the fact that she's part of a rescue. If she's on the board, woohoo, that's going to be interesting. Although she's very good. I mean, I have seen her comment on other, like, I know I've been on, like, Mr. Snowflake. I've seen her leave comments on Mr. Snowflake stuff. So I have seen her on other, like, I'm like, oh, Jesus. I have seen her leave comments, and she's always so sweet. What is that song? She's such a sweet psycho. Oh, I forget what the song is, like, oh, she's a sweet psycho. Yeah, I mean, it's exactly the way she behaves. She's, oh, so sweet when she needs to be. So that's what happened with the rescue, and that's what, and honestly, I can see why the founder was upset. I can. I don't think she behaved in a professional way, but I can understand why she was upset. I mean, that's a high stress thing anyway, having a rescue. And then at least in our area, we have an SPCA that won't take cats. So it's all the little rescues that are taking these cats. And they get calls all the time. They constantly get calls. And then we have kitten season. I mean, that was like the height of kitten season when all this was going on. And then right after that, Dawn decides to have this channel where she's going to burn me in effigy through a Sims game. So yeah. That's why I don't want these people around me. Is that an unrealistic request, folks? Do you think I'm within my bounds to say, leave me the fuck alone? Leave my subscribers alone? Leave my channel alone? Go in your corner and do something. Go help cats. Touch grass, help cats. New slogan. Just don't touch grass where cats have, done something that you don't want to touch. What was this one? Let me see her. Yeah. Thank you, Mary Beth. I couldn't say it better myself. Just go away. And see, the sad thing is here, that you donating that money because of all this shit that you've done, I don't trust you. So if you did have good intentions, like your username, I don't know. And I'm not taking a chance because I'm not having you disrupt this GoFundMe. This is too important. This cat needs help. He didn't do anything. He had nothing to do with this drama. He had no idea this is even going on. All he knows is that he's safe now, that he's getting food, that he's getting care, that he's getting love. That's all he knows. And hopefully keep your fingers crossed, folks. You know, send positive energy, prayers, whatever it is you believe in, that he does not have a fatty liver from all this starvation, that he hasn't had irreparable damage now, and that he doesn't have anything else like feline AIDS or leukemia. Mary Beth. I used to have a friend 12 years. Wait, let's see here. 12 years of friendship, 10K in a house later, she is not my friend anymore. I don't wish her harm, but I never want to see her again. Yeah, exactly. That's how I feel. That's how I feel about Dawn. I mean, all I ever asked of you, and this all came again from this, all I ever asked was just to give me grace for 1 week so we could talk about this issue with you taking over the channel or not taking over the channel or whatever was going on. That's all I asked. That's where all this stemmed from. That's all that I asked. And you couldn't give me that. You couldn't give me that. Nobody was trying to hurt you. Nobody was trying to push you out. Hi, Google man. Um, yeah. Nobody was trying to do anything to you. That was your perception. I don't know what else to say about it. No. I hope, I told you from the beginning, I wouldn't have started the fact of the matter is, I wouldn't have never started a GoFundMe for you if I didn't believe in you, if I didn't believe in what you had was a good idea. And I thought it was a good idea. And, oh, for God's sake. Um, People are so ignorant. The whole internet's a fucking shit show. It's just unbelievable. Come here, I need kitten therapy. Anybody needs a, let's take a break for kitten therapy. What's the matter, baby? What do you see? Huh? Says a Maleficente. Yeah. Are you hungry? Is it getting time to eat? Huh? Did you guys eat all your food? Oh, you got food over there yet? It's just not the kind of food you want. They want their fancy feast petites. Yeah. Catitude, I don't know. Catitude, I don't know what happened with your wrench. I don't know. I, I don't know why. I don't know what's going. YouTube's having some issues, and I'm going to do another video and talk about that because some of the stuff that's going on may affect my subscribers. What do you want? Oh, do you want to play springs? Okay, here we throw the springy. Um, I don't know why. It said that you were. It said that you were a mod. So, but the weird thing is, when I clicked on you, it said that you were a mod. But you didn't get a wrench, and that's what I kind of wondered, like, why isn't the wrench icon there? And then I thought, well, maybe it only shows up when, because I can't remember if it showed up for Mark or not. I guess it don't. I thought, well, maybe it only shows up when you're on a live and chat. I don't know, but anyway, so I had a long discussion this morning. Our Jack is starting to socialize with Harley a little. That's an improvement. Yeah, it takes a long time sometimes. It really does. And it's kind of amazing because I had no idea about the 333 rule until Kayla explained that to me. So the 333 rule with cats is it takes them 3 days to kind of decompress to a new environment. 3 weeks for them to start to feel more at home, and 3 months for them to be fully acclimated to, a new environment. And I see that with Cinnamon. It's like, what do you do with it? Oh my gosh. Oh. Maleficent, I can't reach it. Here's a little one. Go get this one. Let me see if I can reach it. Hang on, guys. Oh my. I guess we'll have to go fishing under the couch because I'm sure a lot of the springs are under there. No one has a wrench that I don't know. Let me see. Let me see her. Well, no, I don't want to hide you. What? Oh. Yeah, it's not even giving me like an option to. Usually I have like the little buttons on there. Why is it like. Okay. Oh, yeah. Let's see here. No, it doesn't even give me an option to do that. It only lets me delete the comment, ban the user. It doesn't give me a option to do anything else. I'll try to figure it out. Catitude. I'm not sure what's going on. Let me look at let me see if I can find a comment here on blah, 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 blah. Okay, so just to let you know, Dawn, your donation amount has been removed. The donation amount will be returned to the donor within 3 to 7 business days. So your money's coming back to you. And don't come back here again. Give it to 370 Cat Daddy Room because they're going to have to try to find another place to go. I think they now have until September 30th. Let me see here. Let me look at, let's see, Catitude. Where do you have a post at? Here we go. Here we go. Okay. All right, so I'm going to add as a moderator. Let me see here. Do you have and you still don't have a wrench? I don't know. I'll try to do it from my computer then. Maybe the phone thing's just weird. I don't know what, and it keeps graying out some of the comments too. Someone else did that not too long ago to me in the middle of the live. I turned blue. Yeah, Jack is the ginger. There's just like this one comment. It's like there's one comment at one spot, like the, I don't know, like the 10th comment down. Every time the 10th comment, it goes into like the 10th spot of the comments or whatever. It grays out. It's weird. I don't know what it's doing. I've been having issues with internet all morning. Yeah, I don't know I don't know, Catitude. I'm not sure what's going on. Well, I mean, luckily I don't have a giant channel with like 2,000 people in the chat like speeding through that I really need mods at this point. I can do it myself, but I'll try to figure it out. I'll look on my computer then. Lots of people getting yeah, because StreamYard's expensive. That's the problem. StreamYard just went up. When I had StreamYard, okay, this is what happened with StreamYard. StreamYard was owned by a couple of young people, and they were great. I mean, that was a great little company. They were really good with their customers. They would often have like different tutorials and workshops and things to help people help people learn how to use the platform. I don't know. I'm going to try it on the computer and see maybe that'll work. Or maybe I can try it through Studio. Let me see. I don't know. I don't know why it's not working. It's so weird. What, baby? What do you want? Do you have your spring again? I don't know where your spring is. Let's see. Where are you at here? Trying to find it. Hmm. Oh, for those of you who are interested, there's the Raleigh link post. I'll read it to everyone. This is again. I can't even make a comment on another channel and have the content creator of that channel acknowledge it and say it's okay without me being guilty of trying to get sympathy or spread lies or something. But this is what I said to her. I just said, Raleigh, I have so much respect for you. I'm 58 and you are the reason my channel exists. I wanted to help cats the way you help horses. I was harassed for over a year by 3 content creators because I reported 2 of them for neglecting their cats. They were found to have issues by animal control, so my complaints were not unfounded. They did all the things to me that you talked about. 2 of them called my landlord. Oh, yeah, I forgot. They both called my landlord, too. Yeah. Tried to get me in trouble with the cats. But my landlord wouldn't talk to him. Um, they were found. They did all the things to me that you talked about. 2 of them called my landlord and a local cat rescue that was helping me place stray cats. These 2 have stalked and harassed me for months now. I really hold YouTube accountable because these people need to be banned from the platform. Thank you for posting this, and I hope you get some peace. And then she responded with, "Oh my God, I wish you well with your channel, and don't stop calling out abuse. I eventually had to get law enforcement and a lawyer involved with my stalker. You may too. Stay safe." That's all it was. It's just ridiculous. There were no names given. So the fact that there's no names given, so the fact that she's actually all of these comments that I'm making with no names given, isn't it funny that Rissy keeps picking them up and talking them and talking about how I'm, I pretend to be a victim and I've taken advantage of Michaela Reigns and I've exploited her and I'm exploiting all these animal channels and trying to get sympathy on the animal channels and blah 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 blah. Awful funny. I mean, again, didn't give any names. So why are you so invested in that? Why does it bother you so much? And how do you know that I'm faking if no names were given? Interesting. I think somebody needs to get some critical thinking skills. Exactly. Yeah, I'm just amazed by the time that these people spend doing this kind of stuff. I mean, and that's across the board. That's just across the board. People that um, do. What'd you do with your spring? You have one in here? Here's one. No, I'm not throwing it over there. No. Maleficent, I don't know if it'll go around the corner. Um, she says, wait. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's another thing, Catitude. Thank you for that. Yeah. Apparently, I'm obsessed with her. I mean, is there anything on my channel about this person? I mean, is there? I mean, there was at one point, but there hasn't been in a very long time. And and I mean, I had like people say to me, don't like the drama, it's off-putting and this is that. But when you're in this kind of situation, you don't know what to do. I've never been in this kind of situation before. I've never had this kind of hate. This is crazy. I mean, this is like next level bullshit. This isn't just one of the things that she did was and I've joked about this before, but I was between waxings and I did a short, and my cell phone camera picked up on the facial hair, which I didn't notice until after I watched the video back, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to do it again. I mean, if people can't deal, I mean, that's like, yeah, I probably should have waxed my face, but if people can't give you a little grace for, like, right now, like my roots are showing. I mean, if you can't give somebody a little grace for normal human things, then you're not the kind of person that I want to be around. My point exactly again. She did a whole video about it. I mean, I don't know how, and I'm serious about this. How are these people going to run a nonprofit? How are they going to run a nonprofit when they spend all their time worried about me, what I'm doing, what my subscribers are doing, scouring? I mean, that takes time to scour a channel and to look at all the comments, to read everything, to make screenshots, to put it all together. I don't care if you use AI or not, it still takes time. Yeah, and I mean, and this is the thing too. It's like, yeah, have I sat here with unwashed greasy hair? Yes, I have. So have other content creators. Um, you know, yeah, I've gone between waxings. Yeah. I mean, it's like, when people that are depressed understand this. People who deal with depression and mental health issues and chronic, Mary Beth, chronic illness, you understand that some days you just don't care. Some days it's like, even walking, look, I'm able to get the cats done. I'm able to do what I need to do. I get the cats fed. I make sure they have water. I make sure they have their litter boxes cleaned. That's like first thing, because that's where it's the spoon. I don't know how many people know about the spoon theory, but this was a woman who was trying to explain like what chronic illness is like. And she said it's like spoons, like you have so many spoons a day. Like, just picture like a little container of sugar, and you're spooning sugar out. You have like, this is how much energy you have today, and this is how many spoons it takes to do this, and this is how many spoons it takes to do that. And some days the sugar is half full, and sometimes the sugar's up here, and sometimes it's down here, and sometimes it's like a quarter. So depending how many spoons you have for a day, you have to ration. So if you're not doing well, if you're having a lot of chronic pain, or you're just not feeling well, or you're having like Tiana has Crohn's disease, you're having digestive issues and you're not feeling good, or you're in the bathroom every half hour or whatever, you have to figure out how to do. Let me see here. You have to figure out how to ration that, and you learn. Are they in chat now? I don't know. Probably they're probably watching because they're obsessed. And that's fine. They can watch. They can watch. I just don't want to see them on the GoFundMe. I don't want to see, just stay over there. Do whatever you need to do. If they want to rage watch, but just leave me the fuck alone. And my managers and my subscribers and the channel. If you want to rage watch, if you want to, again, if you want to waste your time, and this is the thing too. Rissy has a cat named Potato. Okay, she does those videos on Potato. They get like 1,000K views. She does stuff on me. It's like 14. What is that telling you? People don't care about the drama with me, Rissy. They want the cat. You want to grow your channel? Then, oh, jeez. I don't know. Let me see here. Let's see if I can turn this off. Yeah. There's my neighbor calling. I'll get back to her later. That actually is a way to explain MS fatigue. I have an honest question. I don't have a dog in this fight. Okay. What's your question? And it's not a fight. I mean, I want to make it very clear it's not a fight. Okay, that's a fair question. Why do you live stream stirring the drama? Because they won't stop. That's why. Because this is like a last-ditch effort to just say, look, I'm done. I don't know what else to do. I mean, do you have a suggestion how to make it stop? I've tried ignoring. I've tried to, I mean, this person, I've specifically told this person, I don't want you on my channel. I don't want you, you stay on your side. I'll stay over here. That doesn't work. Nothing's working. And also, I'm tired of all of the information being put out there that isn't accurate. I mean, I know people don't like this, and I'm not. Yeah. And this is it as far as I'm concerned. I didn't even want to do this. I spoke to my therapist this morning about this, and I asked her, and she said, maybe, just put it out there. I'm not. I know this may seem like I'm stirring the drama. I'm really not. I'm just, hang on a minute here. Okay. Yeah, I'm not. So, and see, I'll be honest with you, Tigger, too. I don't know who you are. For all I know, you could be someone that's trying to start shit. I'm not trying to be nasty here. I'm really not. But it has happened. I'm not trying to be rude to you. I'm really not. But as I've said before, Dawn changed her username. She had like 6 different usernames, and she would come on this channel. Maybe Tigger 2 is Dawn. I think Dawn has a cat named Tigger, don't you, Dawn? Okay. I'm not, again, Tigger, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just, you just have to understand that this has been going on a long time now and I want it done. I just want, I just want it over with. And I don't know how else to stop it. That, yes, that's absolutely right. I'm seeing it. I mean, I'm seeing it locally. There's so much drama in rescues. Maybe people should be focused on the people starting it, not the ones trying to stop it. Victim blaming isn't cute. I mean, I'm not, no, I hope you're not offended, Tigger, too. I mean, this really is not like a personal attack on you. It's just, we don't know anymore. We don't know. I mean, we've been dealing with this for so long that it can be a bit disconcerting. Yeah. He needs to find some food for me. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to end it too because I think my neighbor actually, let me see here. I don't think she got my message. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mary Beth. Yeah, I did debate heavily too, whether or not to do this today, but I thought, let's just do this and let's get it done. And let's just put everything out there. It's out there. Um, and I guess, addressing what Tigger 2 said, the other thing that was said to me or sent to me was an email from Rissy asking me to explain myself, asking me why I hate Dawn, why I'm doing this and why I'm doing that, and wanted me to talk to her. Like, why would I talk to you? So now now I've explained everything. You need to, if you need to clarify something, come back and watch this again. That's all I'm going to say. Yes, you stay safe too, Mary Beth. So I have some other um, videos that I'm working on that are not related to this. Um, I do want to talk more about, I think it's important that we do talk more about rescue and how hard it is. And, because it is hard. And, you can, I think we can all find a way to give each other grace. But when it continues and continues and continues and continues and continues, then it's kind of hard, when you're just trying to go forward and do what you do and you just keep getting issues, then it's hard. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm done with this now. Um, we're not, you know, she's got her money back. Her money's going to be back in a couple of days. I did ask them to see if they could block her from the GoFundMe so that we don't have any disruption. And, you know, yeah, my recommendation is give that $5 to 870 Cat Daddy. or buy some cat food for your cats, because I don't want it. I don't want anything. I I hope they take her off of there. Um, because, like I said, I really don't want to be associated with her organization. I mean, she can do what she wants to do in her area. Let me see. I'm trying to see if I can see it. Oops. Yeah. Oh. Um, I want to put this one up. Yeah. Their foremost thought isn't the cats, it's the drama. How can people be trusted to care for animals with that attitude? And see, Rain Bastet, that's what I've been saying too. I've I and I think this is where people get really caught up in everything, because when people deal with people have really, really high emotions when it comes to animals, and people really care, and so they overlook a lot. But I think it's like, let's just substitute cats for kids. Would you want someone would you want to drop your kid off to daycare knowing that the person that's taking care of your kid does this kind of stuff after hours? I mean, I wouldn't. And you just have to wonder, why are they getting into, I mean, and I've wondered this. I've Kayla and I've talked about this. Why would you want to be involved with a rescue that's doing this? I mean, why do you even in rescue? Why are you even in rescue if you hate other people so much? Because the thing is, like, it's not, there's always you have to deal with people. You can't just deal with animals unless you have a sanctuary. Maybe if you have a sanctuary, maybe then you can bypass people. Maybe. But for the most part, when you're dealing with rescue, there's always going to be a person that you have to deal with. Either it's someone that is surrendering an animal, or someone that's adopting an animal, or someone that adopts an animal and then there's an issue with the animal and then you have to deal with that. There's always going to be that. So if you dislike people that much, why are you in? I mean, I just don't understand that. Because I can see, again, if you have like a sanctuary and the animal's just going to be there, that's one thing. You might have to deal with somebody that's coming and surrendering an animal for whatever reason, or a cruelty case or something like that. But you don't have to deal with it like you deal with an adoption. And I just don't understand. And if you're dealing with volunteers too, you have to deal with your volunteers. Why would you have to, and your volunteers are the face of your organization. So if you have volunteers that are not behaving appropriately, and like I said, the thing that really irritated me about the founder of the rescue is that I don't think to this day she's ever even looked at my channel. So she never even gave me the benefit of the doubt. She just listened to what some, off-kilter person said. That's all she did. She didn't really do any investigation. I mean, if I was heading a nonprofit and I got a complaint about a volunteer, I'd want to look into it. Yeah, it's like, remind me of the people that put animals in danger to make videos. Yeah, that's that is. It's kind of what it's like. And yeah, exactly. It seems like a self-fulfilling prophecy to me. It gives them more fodder to dislike people. But I mean, that really hits that they remind me of people that put animals in danger to make videos. It's almost like the more that we demonize someone instead of coming on and being, because like the whole thing with her and the colony, she never lost the colony, and she came on and she misrepresented that. She pretended. I remember seeing a snippet where she's walking around and going, "Here's Leo, who'll never be here again. Here's blah blah, who'll never live here again. Everybody, all of these cats are being taken away from me." They're not. They're there. Leo's there, Buster's there, Ling's there, Cookie's there. All of them are there. That I mean, I've seen all of them. So yeah, you know. So I think I'm gonna end it there because I think my neighbor needs my help for something. Um, she did. I'll have to call her back and see what's going on. Um, I hope this is the end. I really do. Like, and and like Tigger 2 said, um, it's not. This was not intended to be a drama stream. It was not intended for that. And I said it. I don't know if they saw the beginning or not, but at the beginning I said that this would be addressing drama that's been happening for a while now, and if you don't want to listen to it, then don't watch. You too, Raina Bestet. You have a good day too. No. But I also have a right. No, it comes down to freedom of speech. I mean, if they have a right to say the things that they're saying about me, then I have a right to set the record straight to the best of my knowledge and to explain what happened and why it happened and why I'm taking the actions that I'm taking. So for everybody else that's donated to the GoFundMe, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. I didn't get a hold of. I mean, Kayla did text me, so I'll have to text her back and see if she can send me. Maybe she can do a short video, something, so we can see how Biscuit's doing. And as soon as I find out information about the vet and how much it's going to cost and everything, I can pass that on as well. But until then, I guess I will see everyone in the next one. So thanks for hanging out with me, everyone. I will, and Catitude, I will try to figure out how to make you a mod. I don't know why it's not. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I have no clue. I mean, that's how I made Mark a mod, and it worked for Mark, but I don't know what's going on. I'll look on I'll try to do it on my laptop, because sometimes I can do it on my laptop or through YouTube Studio. But anyway, yeah. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. And again, I mean, if you have questions or concerns, don't be afraid to ask. I try to be open-minded about things. I try not to get upset. Um, this really wasn't the kind of stream that I wanted to do today, but I just wanted to get it out there, and now it's out there. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm done with it. And, you know, they can do whatever they want to do on their side of the internet, and we're just going to keep helping cats. So I guess until next time, then I will see everyone. So again, thanks for hanging out, and goodbye for meow.